This is the last word, and I'm Maria Shakil. In a massive setback for Uddhav Thackeray, his father's party, Shiv Sena, is no longer his. The Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly, Rahul Narwekar, delivered the verdict on disqualification petitions pending since June 2023. The verdict is that Uddhav Thackeray did not have the power to remove Eknath Shinde from Shiv Sena, and the copy of the party constitution he produced is not with the Election Commission. The disqualification petitions, remember, from both camps, though, were dismissed by the Speaker. So it is status quo. Just to recap for our viewers, the petitions were filed when the Shiv Sena split and Eknath Shinde joined hands with the BJP. And he formed the government in Maharashtra, unseating then Chief Minister and Sena Chief, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. The Supreme Court had given a January 10th deadline, which was today, to make a judgment, to pronounce a judgment on this batch of petitions. What we are being told now is that Uddhav Thackeray will be moving the Supreme Court to challenge the decision of the Speaker. Let's listen in to all the reactions that have come in.
मैं भी 23 तारीख को नासिक जा रहा हूँ, 22 तारीख को तालाराम मंदिर में जा रहा हूँ, उसके पहले भी कहीं जाऊंगा, बाद में जाऊंगा। हम तो जनता में रहे हैं, जनता में रहेंगे, जनता और जनता के लिए, जनता के साथ लेकर, जनता को साथ लेकर हम लड़ेंगे।
माननीय राहुल नार्वेकर जी ने जो निर्णय दिया है उसका मैं स्वागत करता हूँ। वही निर्णय होने की हमें अपेक्षा थी और वैसा निर्णय हो चुका है। अभी एकनाथ शिंदे जी मुख्यमंत्री के तौर पर बरकरार रहेगी और असली शिवसेना जो है, असली शिवसेना एकनाथ शिंदे जी की है।
And joining me now is Charan Singh Sapra, working president of Mumbai Congress, Asif Bamla of the BJP, Krishna Hegde is the spokesperson of Shiv Sena Shinde and Shinde Group, and also I would say the real Shiv Sena now, but we also have Dr. Seema Malik, national spokesperson of Sharad Pawar NCP. Charan Singh Sapra, what next for your group?
See, actually, this is an issue of Shiv Sena. So, Shiv Sena spokesperson will be, in a better position to give you the exact detail. But since there's no Shiv Sena Uddhav group spokesperson, I will answer your question. The decision which Mr. Narwekar or the Speaker has, it looks like a clear-cut partisan decision. And the same decision is rewritten, which the Election Commission had given a couple of months ago. So there's nothing new in this, and there are a lot of loopholes in this decision which can be challenged in Supreme Court. And I'm sure that the Shiv Sena authorities and the Shiv Sena leaders will definitely go into the details of the verdict which is being given today by the Speaker, and they will challenge this in the Supreme Court. There are a lot of loopholes, and the major thing is that Schedule 10 itself is put in question. If a chief doesn't have power to remove a subordinate or to remove or to sack a party man, then what is he the chief for? Mr. Narwekar said that the 2018 constitution was not there with the Election Commission. Now, this is very absurd. 2018 constitution is not there. Then
yes.
Why are you
so Krishna Hegde,
why are you
Mr. Narwekar, since you talk about him, let me just get into that part and ask Krishna Hegde. Krishna Hegde, the Speaker has held that Shinde camp is the real Shiv Sena just based on legislative majority. Isn't that really going against the Supreme Court verdict?
Arya, first let me tell you that we've got a favorable decision from the Honorable Supreme Court. We got it from the Election Commission, and now we've got it from the Honorable Speaker. We are the only Shiv Sena. There is no other Shiv Sena. The other party is called UBT. Secondly, it is based on the majority of the MLAs. We have got 67% of the MLAs in the House with us. We have got 75% of the Member of Parliaments with us, supporting us. And therefore, we are the Shiv Sena as proclaimed by the Honorable Supreme Court decision and the Honorable Election Commission of India decision. Now, what Mr. Narwekar ji has said, that the constitution of the party which was there in 2018, that wasn't even not even given to the Election Commission. Now, the whip which was on 21st June 2022 which Bharat Gogavle is our chief whip. He is the person who issued the directions that the MLA should be voting on the floor of the House. When the Honorable Governor called for a floor test, 164 of the MLAs voted for us and 99 voted against. So it is a clear-cut majority. This government is totally stable. We have close to 210 to 220 MLAs in the House. There was never any fear for this government.
Now in Sharad Pawar NCP, Dr. Seema Malik, that the NCP judgment could also go against you, and Ajit Pawar NCP could become the real NCP.
Our case is, I think, a little different from them. And what has happened today is, I would say, it is really unfortunate and unfortunate compromise aspects, I must say. This is very disappointing, although it was not very much unexpected, because as you know, the way the things are going on in this country, so it was not very much unexpected. But I agree that there are many loopholes in this decision, which is not I think it is not a judicial order or something. It is a political decision, and we definitely, I think, the Uddhav Thackeray group will challenge this in the Supreme Court, and also in the, what we say in Hindi, Janta Ke Adalat, that we have to go to the elections next.
Because it would have been, entering the domain of the Speaker's decision. That's why it was left on the Speaker. So to say that it is not judicial may not be correct.
After the intervention of Supreme Court, they have given this decision, which they say that it is based on the Election Commission's decision, and
okay, Asif Bamla, this is certainly a shot in the arm for the present government in Maharashtra. But politically speaking, don't you think that Uddhav Thackeray will get the sympathy, because you're going in for elections? Elections are around the corner.
Enough of the sympathy card. Now, people are also tired of that. Victim card and sympathy and sympathies has always been something which the Shiv Sena has banked on, and the state has seen for 2.5 years how the Chief Minister has functioned. I don't want to get into that zone, because today we are talking on a different narrative. The instances put up by a very responsible speaker who also happens to be a lawyer, Mr. Narwekar, is just that Bharat Gogavle's whip is considered valid, number one, and the constitution of the Shiv Sena itself says that that it cannot expel a leader or a group or a gut, jise kehte hain, without calling an executive meeting. You see, so that is one point well taken, number one. And and the Supreme Court had given a direction to the Speaker to have a time-bound, decision. And after a lot of consultations, a lot of legwork, network, homework, the Speaker has come out with a decision today. Now, I am sure they will always challenge. Now, I was hearing in the morning, just because the Speaker went to meet the CM, there's some connivance. He is the Chief Minister. If he speaks, कोई अगर मुलाकात है तो इससे कोई निर्णय बदल नहीं सकता आपका व्यक्तिगत निर्णय बदल नहीं सकता है. कई बार कई instances पे he is an elected MLA too. So these sort of things, and Eknath ji had mentioned that he is not comfortable with the leadership of Uddhav Thackeray ji. So why are you, because of your shortcomings, this whole thing has happened, and we had no choice in the interest of the state.
Let me bring in Rohit, who's a senior journalist who watches the Maharashtra politics very closely. Rohit Chandavarkar, I want to understand from you, it's a peculiar situation in Maharashtra where both the BJP and the Congress have parts of Shiv Sena and the NCP, the two regional players with them. Going ahead, particularly with the Shiv Sena decision having been taken that it is Shinde Sena which is the real Shiv Sena, what next? Do you think Uddhav Thackeray can manage some kind of sympathy in his favour?
You have just hit the nail on its head, because that's exactly what I was going to say, Maria. because we have watched Uddhav Thackeray closely for a long time, and he wants to now obviously convert this situation into some kind of a political leveraging an advantage for him, and the only way he can do it is by portraying to the people of Maharashtra how he is being cornered by the BJP and Shinde and Ajit Pawar and others. This is the sympathy card. This is the type of sympathy card politics that the Shiv Sena has played for a long time. Just a couple, 1.5 years ago in Andheri East constituency, assembly constituency, there was a by-election where Uddhav Thackeray's local MLA passed away. So there was a by-election, and the BJP did a ground survey, and they realized that there was so much of sympathy wave for Uddhav just after Shinde had left that they decided to withdraw the candidate. Now the big crucial question is, will Uddhav Thackeray's sympathy card work this time? Because in counter to that, you very well know that the BJP and Shinde and others have the Ram Mandir card. So this time, both sides are going to have some kind of an emotional card to play their politics with. So will Uddhav Thackeray's sympathy card work or not? That is one part. That is the political part. The other part is, the legal part or the constitutional provision part. And it is clear that he will go to Supreme Court on this issue. And he has made that announcement just an hour ago or half an hour ago. And Sharad Pawar has also spoken with media and said that, he will, that is Sharad Pawar's party will go to, in quotes, people's court, which means again, they also want to portray this situation as, the MVA, the Mahavikas Aghadi, getting cornered in Maharashtra by the all-powerful BJP and Shinde and others. So I think, as usual, this is going to be emotions, play of emotions and appeals, emotional appeals and all of that. And Shiv Sena spokesperson Sanjay Raut just spoke a while ago, and he termed it as the BJP trying to, in quotes again, the BJP trying to finish off Barasaheb Thakeray's Shiv Sena and Marathi Manush, the Marathi-speaking population of Mumbai and Maharashtra. And he said that we will fight it back, etc.
So let me bring
just last line. So emotions are at height. People are out on streets from both camps. They are either celebrating or agitating against today's decision. And I'm sure this is going to be all political,
yes,
emotional.
But
layout in the next
have we
days.
really crossed that stage of emotions in politics? It may be about sentiment, and BJP is riding high on that sentiment, particularly with regards to the Ram Temple issue. Charan Singh Sapra?
See, BJP, like Rohit Chandavarkar rightly said, BJP has an emotional issue. Likewise, Uddhav Thackeray is also having this emotional issue. I would like to give you an example. Like, since last 2 years, Maharashtra government has not, taken any elections over here. There are 20 municipal corporation elections pending. There are around 22 council elections pending. There are university elections are pending. Senate elections are pending. Even the Pune Lok Sabha. Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't have the
Grameen elections that were held have also evolved.
So people is somewhere scared. They also know the fact that at the ground level, Uddhav Thackeray is having sympathy, and they don't want to lose the seats before the Lok Sabha elections, which is just on the doors. So BJP also knows that they have a large scale, Uddhav Thackeray has a large scale sympathy, and this will definitely materialize into votes when he or
just hold on to your thoughts. We have Arvind Sawant of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction. Mr. Sawant, this certainly would be seen as a huge setback for all of you. What next?
No. I never expected the justice from such a man who himself has travelled through so many parties. He was in Shiv Sena prior to 2014. He went to NCP. Then he had joined BJP. How can you expect a judicious decision from the person who has such a history? And it is a script. I never ever have an expectation that the Speaker of the House will give a justice to us. Not at all. It's a script given by the top bosses of the BJP party, and he has read out that script. What is that?
Okay, so if you did not expect any justice, what next?
It is the murder of a democracy. What is there? As it is, we are fighting. What passed? And what next? We are in the same position. Is it not? During last 6 months or a month or 2 years, we are in the same position. And continue to be there. The same position. What is there? The people of the Maharashtra will never ever like this. Keep it in mind. They have experienced it. What exactly has happened? Whether the speaker is above the Supreme Court. It's $1 million question now. Because the Honorable Supreme Court has advised he was working as an arbitrator. So when an arbitrator goes to the residence of an accused, how do you expect a justice from him? Can anyone expect it? He met twice the Chief Minister of Maharashtra in the last week. He's an arbitrator. He goes to his residence. Has it ever happened? Kindly recall in the history of Lok Sabha also, when the late Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wanted to meet Mavalankar. So, Mavalankar wanted to meet Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He tried to contact him. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru told him not to come to his office. He will rush to his office because he is the Speaker of the House. And that is what one must understand, that these are the ethics. And the arbitrator, justice goes to the criminal's home. What a fun. And you expect a justice from him? No, not at all.
The point here is also
what they do.
It's a very peculiar situation in Maharashtra now, that though the Speaker of the Assembly has said that the Shinde camp is the real Shiv Sena and Bharat Gogavale is the whip, then in that case Uddhav Thackeray camp MLAs defied the whip, but they have not been disqualified.
No, again, see, that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. If it is so, first thing is that the Honorable Supreme Court has already recognized, see, it is confined to the incidents and that period during which they have left the party voluntarily, went to Surat, went to Assam, went to Goa. So that shows that they have left the party voluntarily, and the chief was Sunil Prabhu. The Honorable Supreme Court says, yes, he is the only whip of the party, because whip is appointed not by the legislative party but by the political party. It is stated by the Honorable Supreme Court. Try to understand, what do you mean by legislative party? Legislative party has got confined a period. For suppose any legislative party of any party will have a 5 years period. The political party is outside, which is a continuous one, which will never die unless it is dissolved. Otherwise, what will happen? Has it got any relation with the number of the people who are representing the legislation? No. Whether number is 1 or 0, the party stands out. Political party remains. Today the Communist Party do not have, but the Communist Party is still existing. Some of the parties have no member. They had some members. Now only one MLA is there. Party is existing. Tomorrow that MLA leaves the party will still exist even if the legislative member leaves the party. Where is come by? How can you say like that? That is what the plea with the Election Commission. That was the plea earlier also. And Election Commission also did not, but the case is pending still over there. So therefore the Honorable Supreme Court has categorically mentioned the whip appointed by the Honorable Uddhav Thackeray is the correct whip. He further said the leader of the party appointed by the political party, the chief of the political party is again Mr. Chaudhary is again the correct one. Both these things have been stated by the Honorable Supreme Court. Still he violates this. The Speaker violates the decision of the Supreme Court.
So if the Speaker has violated the decision of the Supreme Court according to you, my next question is, do you think his order will stand the test of the law in the Supreme Court?
Definitely we will go to the Supreme Court again. This should not be a case law for the future. What will happen? What will happen to the Article 10 then? What will happen to the subclause 2(1)(a) in the Article 10? What will happen to that? It's a mockery of a judiciary. It's a mockery, I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's very,
all right,
very
Arvind
bad.
Sawant, appreciate
very,
your time.
Very bad precedent has been set by the the Speaker of the House.
Arvind Sawant, appreciate your time. Let me bring in Asif Bamla now. Asif Bamla, my question now is that, it's a very peculiar situation, as I just said. We have to understand that if there is no disqualification of MLAs, then how is it really a justified order?
You see, if you see, the Supreme Court had given direction to the Speaker. His rulings are based on the findings of the Election Commission. After that, Election Commission has checked with the Constitution of the Shiv Sena, and it is under a direction of that. You see, so what I'm trying to say is, I was hearing my friend Arvind Sawant, and certainly they have full rights and authority to approach the Supreme Court, which they should also in all their capacities. But when you're talking about ethics and etiquettes, you yourself have reversed the decision of the masses of the people of Maharashtra. Well, this whole rigmarole would have not happened. You were given, the mandate was given by the people to the BJP Shiv Sena, and you turned back, you rolled back just because you had the intention to, and you eyed the Chief Minister's chair. So when you are not getting into your wrongdoings, you see, and now when it comes, you're coming to the victim card, you're coming to the sympathy card, but I think the people of Maharashtra well understood.
Just hold on to your thoughts. Rahul Narwekar, the man of the moment, Speaker of Maharashtra Assembly, is joining us live. Rahul, really appreciate your time. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's faction is the real Shiv Sena, is what you have pronounced. But your critics are saying, Mr. Narwekar, that your judgment is on expected lines and you were looking at ways to justify defection.
Well, I have no reason to answer baseless allegations. I have passed an order which is completely sustainable in law. There is no, it is a justified order. I have given a reasoning to every observation or conclusion that I have reached to. And therefore, if someone has a problem with this or believes that this is untenable in law or believes that this is not justified, you should ask them what is the reasoning. I have delivered an order. I've spoken about it, read it out for almost 2 hours. I have passed an in detail order. So kindly bring out the lacuna or perhaps the shortcomings of that order and then make such baseless allegations.
Okay, Mr. Narwekar, if Shinde camp is the real Shiv Sena, is what you have said, and Bharat Gogavale is the whip, in that case, Uddhav Thackeray camp MLAs defied the whip. Then why no disqualification is the question that is being asked?
See, the courts have primarily asked me to decide which is the original political party, because the whip of the original political party would be applicable and should be recognized. That's what the court had said. So after recognizing Mr. Bharat Gogavale as the whip of the Shiv Sena political party, I was further to ensure that the whip which was issued by Bharat Gogavale has been adequately and properly served on the MLAs belonging to the Thackeray faction. It appears that this service was not complete. There was no proof or evidence to show that this whip was properly served upon the members the MLAs belonging to the Thackeray faction. And therefore, since this filter was not cleared, it was not appropriate for me, under the principles of natural justice, to hold that the MLAs of the Thackeray faction should be held disqualified. So, I have mentioned all this in my order. Despite that, if, the same questions are going to be put, it's going to be, you can awaken a person who is sleeping, but it's rather impossible to wake up a person who is pretending to sleep.
My last question to you, you have held that non-attendance of party meeting is not a ground to attract disqualification under 10th schedule, as it's merely an act of dissent. But many in the past have been disqualified merely for skipping party meetings. So this is a new reading of that, that schedule.
See, if you read the concluding paragraphs of my order, I have very well narrated in that as to how the 10th schedule and the Speaker's office should not be used as a weapon to destroy inter-party dissent. You have to appreciate that the Schedule 10, the Speaker is only mandated to ensure that defection doesn't happen. But mere non-attendance of a meeting does not amount to voluntarily giving up the membership of your party. Not attending a meeting can at best be termed as dissent which is being voiced by a group within the party. I've explained that in my order. And you should also remember and recognize that the order which you are talking about with regards to there being several orders where non-attending meeting has been held to be, that's not true. There's one order of Shriman Bahasab Patil versus in the Karnataka Assembly, where it was not just the non-attendance of the meeting, it was coupled with non-attendance of the assembly session. So there was a grave irregularity which could have been inferred to be voluntarily giving up of membership. In the present case, I have applied my mind to the facts of this case, and I am convinced that mere non-attendance of meeting cannot and should not be allowed to interpret as voluntarily giving up membership of the party, and this would be in breach of the basic fundamental rights of an individual, the right to dissent, which is also considered as a right under the freedom of speech under Article 14, 19, 21. So I've explained myself very well in my order, and I'm sure a basic perusal of that order will clear all these doubts.
A Thackeray camp, Mr. Narwekar, has complained against you to the Supreme Court through an affidavit about your meeting with Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. How do you justify that?
See, you have to understand that while I'm adjudicating petitions pertaining to disqualification, which have been going on for almost a year now, I am not precluded or barred from dispensing with my other responsibilities. I am the head of the legislature board, of which the Chief Minister is also a member. I have to meet him almost every 15 days to a month to discuss various issues pertaining to the board. I am a MLA of a constituency. I have to discharge my duties towards my constituents, for which I need to seek the indulgence of the government. And being the head of the executive, I definitely have to meet the Chief Minister for that. I've already explained the reasons why I had met the Chief Minister. I was to meet him on the 3rd of January because of ill health. I had got influenza. I could not meet him. After I recovered, I sought his time to discuss some important issues. And let me tell you that in the past 1 year, there are several MLAs belonging to the Shiv Sena against whom disqualification petitions were pending. They have come and met me in my chamber and met me otherwise. Does that mean that I had something else to discuss with them? I went to meet the Chief Minister in broad daylight. I have met him after an official engagement was sought. I have gone in my official vehicle. I have not hidden and gone in the stroke of midnight or in the dark. So, casting such aspersions and insinuations on a constitutional position is very unfair, uncalled for, and needless to state that it is completely in disregard to a constitutional institution which I had.
All right, Rahul Narwekar, Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly, the man of the moment. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. We are putting out that interview on ndtv.com. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.